It's time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Monday, July 28th. It's the last week of July. Wow. Did I just say it was the first week of July? Wow. Yep. August 1st is Friday. And August is the month of me. So, just saying. Didn't know that. It's my month. So, today is Monday. It's the Weight Watchers Weekly meeting topic and my weigh-in for this week. Now, you know I had a really bad couple of weeks. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It happens. We all have a bad couple of weeks. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I don't, it really doesn't really matter. I mean, you could avoid it. No, I don't know about that, but I had a bad couple weeks. And it wasn't like hugely bad. It was just, I'm telling you, once you're on plan, the slightest veer, especially being at a lower weight, the slightest veer, like that slight little, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. When I was at a heavier weight, I could have veers and I still had losses on the scale. Like, not anymore. And that's why I say every point, every ounce counts some days. And it sounds horrible to say it that way, but I look at it this way. You're allowed to have a fluctuation. You're allowed to. Like I say, Weight Watchers gives you that 2-point window for a reason, because you can fluctuate. So, with that being said, I was down a pound, 1.2, I believe it was. So I was very happy with that. I'm like, I kind of knew I would. I mean, because I kind of, straightened up a little bit. But I want to give you all a preview. I'm hoping the month of August, being it's my month, to be more focused. I want to focus. It's not a challenge. I don't like the word. I don't like the word challenge. It's not a challenge. I'm going to call it Fiber Greens Month. I really want to focus on hitting that fiber goal and incorporating more. And I'm not just talking like lettuce greens. We're talking like kale and chard and all the greens that you just pass by in the grocery store. Even maybe spinach. I don't do a lot of spinach. Like it was a couple weeks now, I did get a box of, it was clamshells of arugula, which I've not had in a hot minute. And I'm like, you know what? That's a different green. It's slightly peppery, so not everybody likes it, but put it on top of a pizza. It was pretty good, and I'm actually right now making a jar of sprouts, which is something I've not done in a while, and I was doing it so religiously for a while, so I just want to get back to that. And if I focus on it, but not call it, I don't want to call it, I hate the word challenge, because I feel like, okay, well, at the end of the challenge, I don't have to eat any more fiber. I don't have to eat any more greens. No, I'm hoping at the end of the month of August that I've really gotten loving something that I really want to keep incorporating it. That's the goal. So if you want to join me, make sure you're subscribed. That bell is turned on so you know when I upload. We're going to start on Wednesday. I'm going to hopefully have an idea of what I would like to incorporate, to share that with you. Maybe have a fiber haul. We'll see. I don't know. I got plans. You have plans? I have plans. So remember, be subscribed. Share if you know anybody that needs help with their fiber. You know what? Fiber is like that superfood, like cottage cheese. It keeps you full. It helps you use the bathroom. It's a win-win. So, all right, let's get to the topic. We've talked enough about my weight and my bowel habit, or lack of. So this week, we're still in the July theme of reset and recharge. What's nice about it is we're halfway through the year, and they want to, you have to look back, and you have to say, what do you need to change? What do you need to adjust? Life's not perfect. If you didn't know that, I'll let you know that life's not perfect. We could have the best laid out plans, and sometimes life goes awry, or other people influence our decisions. Oh, get to that one. So this week is surround sound. I like that, surround sound. And that, let's see what that means. The people around you impact your progress. Let's explore how to shape your circle to support your goals. This technique helps us to explore who we interact with most often, both directly and indirectly, and identify any changes we'd like to make to that and that would impact our journey. And that's a deep one. Because people, you think, well, can they really, help with your, or hinder your journey? They use the two words, excuse me, fuel and friction. Like fuel gets you going and friction holds you back. Are there people in your life holding you back? Think about that. I do. I mean, my family is supportive to a point, but I hear it all the time. I tell you what Timmy always says, and they are who they are. And that's the thing. It's not like they're doing it to be malicious. They just don't get it. And I've said that before, and they're not going to. And you can sit there, and I've talked to Timmy about his weight many, many times. I always say to him, I said, you have an excuse for why you eat. Just about any way you want. I mean, you can make, things out of nothing if you choose to. It's how hard you work. And being a boy, it is harder. I think women are just more naturally inclined to be able to work with what we have. Men, they need a roadmap, pretty much. That's obvious. But so yeah, I mean, it's hard sometimes. It is when the people, like I said, at least they're not giving me fuel, but they're not giving me friction. It's kind of like here. I mean, yeah, they're proud of me, but it's like it's hard to get anything from that. So it sometimes it hinders a lot. And I think I'm just putting my do not disturb on because I don't want anybody calling me. I mean, I do find fuel from my community. When you get inspired by people, it inspires you to keep, what you do. So yeah, definitely. Who and what we spend time with can fuel our journey, making it easier to do things we want to do. These people and things could also add friction, making things harder for us to do the things we want to do. Now, when we have date night on Thursday, which is day before weigh-in, I think Steve finally got the idea of I'm not going to eat a high-fat, calorically dense meal on a Thursday. Now, if it was Saturday, I don't care. I'll have a little bit of a more indulgent. I'm not going to have oh my gosh, eat my face off. But things I would have on Thursday differ from things I'm going to have on Saturday. So he's finally gotten that. So he has been very helpful. He'll say, well, they have this here. I see they have we went to this one place. They have a special Greek salad that has chicken in it. I'm like, okay, I like that. I try to avoid gluten as much as I can, especially on Thursday. Because it's just always going to show up the next day. So he knows that whatever I'm going to have, it has to be a place that I can find something. Like one time we went to this Amish. It wasn't our local Amish. It was a different Amish. And they had literally nothing other than salad on the menu. And here's a fun fact. Denise didn't feel like salad. I'm like, there's just some nights where you just don't want it. You just don't. I thought, he goes, well, get salad. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just go home and get something because there's nothing here that doesn't have gluten in it other than salad. I just didn't feel like salad. So again, you have to, have people that understand why you think that way. I mean, because yeah, it does negatively affect the scale. And yeah, you work hard all week not to have to go there because some little stupid thing like that is going to ruin. That's, if I had a week that was, then I really wouldn't care because the week wasn't that great anyway. But when the week is good and that one little thing is going to throw a wrench, y'all know what I'm talking about. When it comes to our weight health journey, the people around us matter. This is true both in people we interact directly at home and at work, as well as the people we interact with indirectly. That's how indirectly one. So do you have people in your life that cause you fuel, that's inspiring, that keeps you going, that they'll be like, hey, let's go for a walk. Hey, or do you have people saying, oh my gosh, come on, there's the buffet's having a buy one, get one, let's go. Or do you have, so that's a question you'd ask yourself. And people, which was interesting at the workshop, I mean, we all have those people. We all have those people that you have to limit because you have to set boundaries, which is such a great word. Because that is not the environment you can be in for your mental or physical health. So people even said, this one girl was saying her mother gets mad when she won't go out to eat with her but she picks the places that there's just no good options. And there are places that don't have good options. Not every place has good options. Most do, but some don't. And she knows this place does it. So she said, she finally said to her, I'll go out, but we have to go out to a place that I choose. So she's not saying I don't want to go out with you. I just need to go out to a place like this so I have more options. Because I don't think they realize, and they don't, if somebody really doesn't care about their weight, or they don't need to, they don't understand the struggle that you go through every day trying to maneuver this. Because it's like, I'll just use me. Because sometimes, again, it's the slightest thing that's going to throw a monkey wrench. Like, for some people, they don't have to have that little slight, veer off and they'll be fine. Me, it's like, you got to be kidding me. So every little thing counts for me. And it's sad reality, but it is what it is, and I'm fine with it at this point. It's been a reckoning, but I'm fine with it. But so you have people that, and there's, like I said, you have some boundaries. Set boundaries with the people that cause you friction. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying no. There's nothing wrong with limiting your time with them. You have to be your own best friend. You have to look out for yourself, because if they're not capable of giving you what you need, and that's what's great about, I guess, the day and age we live in now. I think if this was back in the 80s, even 90s, but before we had all this, you were alone if you didn't want to hang out with so-and-so, because there was no other. I mean, now we have like texting. I mean, you have the phone, yes, but how often can you get on the phone? I remember growing up thinking we had to wait in line because, before we had call waiting, it was like, oh my God, my aunt would be like, she'd have to call the phone company to bust in because I was on the phone too long. But like, you can get instant gratification. You can text somebody, you can call somebody. Everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's, calls in. You can FaceTime people. So we have a much, online perspective, not other word I can call it, to get more, fuel. Like, there's even online communities that people have. Weight Watchers has their community. Facebook groups have communities. YouTube channel is a community that people reach out to. And I love the fact that the groups are private, so nobody needs to know who you're and what you're reaching out to. There are public groups. A lot of people don't like that, and I kind of get that, because you don't want people, it's nobody's business what you're doing. And I like the fact that, like, my Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew, if you're not a member, you should. It is down in the description box, always. It's a private group. So what gets posted on there, it's not on your feed. Your friends don't see it unless they're members of the group. Then they do. But honestly, you can post in there and not worry about your other people who are not part of the group knowing. It's definitely a way to, flesh out yourself, because sometimes we just need to flesh it out. I made that word up. Yes, I did. I made it up. But there's even like words that you hear can cause fuel and cause friction. It's, words that you read. It's like reading somebody's post on Facebook. I call it fake book. I say put 10 cents on that, because sometimes people are just people looking for attention, looking to, like I said, to me, I always call it like brag book, because people just want to brag about everything. Like, it's nobody's business what goes on in your life. Like, why is it you need to put that out there for everybody to go, oh, that's great, congratulations. Oh, that's, I don't put much. If you're a personal Facebook friend of mine, you say, I don't post much. I really don't. I post it very, very rarely, because I just feel like sometimes it's, especially being a person who shares so much on the internet, I don't like to share everything. I'm a person that does not share everything, because once you put it out there, you can never get it back. And sometimes you just want to keep, it's always nice to keep things, personal, because you keep a little bit of yourself. If you give everything away, you have nothing, and it's hard. And there are people out there, oh my gosh, there are channels out there that put it all out. And I was talking to somebody about this. I said, sometimes she was telling me about a channel that she watches where the husband was sort of, ridiculing the wife behind her back. I said, I don't believe that. I said, people do things for shock value. I absolutely believe she knows about that. The more shocking it is, the more people will watch it. It's almost like you can't turn away from a train wreck. I mean, I've been known to watch train wrecks because you can't not. It's just like, and that's what they do, and then none of it's real. And that's the thing. Like, don't believe everything everybody says or everybody does on the internet, because it's just pretty much not true. It's just more for shock value, and if it's on YouTube, it's more for views. Shocking gets people to watch. Anything that's just gonna like, especially if you give away. Oh my God, I'm going off on a tangent, but real quickly, there was a channel. I saw this post come up. I didn't watch this channel, and she was, had this really, it's always the pathetic face on the thumbnail and the shocking news. Get you to, it's a clickbait. So you go in there, and her husband had a YouTube channel, pretty big. I think it was over like 450,000 subs, and they broke up. I was like, wow. See, there's the thing. Like, now she's going to be like, they were one of the cutesy little things they did as a family or a couple. Now she's navigating this, so it's a whole another dynamic, and it's a public breakup for everyone to see. It's like, I don't go for that. I'm sorry, that's private. You don't, and you're going to be making money off your sorrow, and that's just I can't. Okay, so again, and sometimes that can cause fuel and friction. So it's, remember, what you read, what you hear, who you interact with can fuel and friction at the same time. It's trying to get those things to, you don't want to lower the fuel, but you want to, you want to lower the friction, because again, put people on boundaries. If you don't like something that you watch, don't watch it. If something you watch bothers you, then don't watch it. But I know sometimes you can't turn away. It's like, it's the train wreck. But yet watching it after the train wreck, you're like, why'd I do that? Now, I watch a lot of, which you laugh, crumble cookie mukbangs. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. And it doesn't set me off. It literally relaxes me. And I don't really like hearing people eat per se, but I like to hear the crunch of the cookie. It's satisfying. And literally, I've been watching them for months, and I've not gone and gotten a crumble cookie. So I kind of feel like, if it would bother me, I would have ran to crumble, and I have not. So, and I can get to one. It's not too far. First of all, they're ridiculously expensive, but it's because some of them come warm and some come chilled. But when you get those ones that crunch, and it's that great cookie crunch, but it's satisfying for me to hear it. Again, it's causing me fuel, not friction, because I think friction would make me go to crumble, and it has not. So I feel like it's fueling me not to go to crumble, because I literally hear it, and I feel like I feel satisfied. I know. You want to dial up the fuel and dial down the friction. That's what were the lasting words she said. Again, if people, it can be family. That's the sad reality. It could be a spouse that's causing you friction, bringing the stuff in that bugs you, and that's hard. At least for me, he's only allowed to bring in the things I don't like. He likes fruity candy, like Starburst and jellies and butter. I wouldn't, even on my worst binge, would never go to that. So that's the stuff he brings in. Now, he knows chocolate's one of my kryptonites, and he doesn't bring a lot of chocolate in, but he brings a lot of the other stuff that I don't like. Skittles, one of those mint York peppermint. Ugh, good, don't like it. I could be desperate and would not go to that stuff. So that's the kind of fuel that I get. Like, just things I don't like. Patrick, every Monday he goes to the store, and he always brings dessert home, which I have no idea why, but he brings home fruit desserts. One time he had a cherry cobbler, he had a blueberry pie. Again, I don't like it. I'm like, bring all the dessert. Doesn't move me. If he brought home something I liked, I might have a problem, but he doesn't usually. It's usually a fruit dessert, which is, Denise doesn't, very rarely eats fruit desserts. It's very rare. So again, it's not causing me friction. It's actually causing me fuel, because I have no desire to eat a fruit dessert. So those are the little things that I think that, having a home where you're the only one really, I mean, Peter eats healthy, yes. The other one acts like he does, but he doesn't. I mean, I could start, if you did, you would lose weight. I'm like, if you did, the scale would reflect that. But sometimes people are not ready to hear what they need to hear until they're ready to hear it. But yes, dial up the fuel, dial down the friction. Put people on notice. Set up boundaries. It is important to set up boundaries. I set up boundaries with people that cause me, you just can't deal with it. And you shouldn't have to. So you set up boundaries. You know, you have to do you and what's healthy for you. So again, let me know in the comment section below how your week went. What did you do right this week? I'm sure there was something. Are you interested in Fiber Month? If you have any good fiber ideas, always leave them in the comment section. I had a few people give me some good fiber ideas, but I'm always good for more. So if you want to, you know, have Fiber Month and try to have more fiber. You might not want to make a goal, and that's fine. You don't have to have a goal. Like, I want to eat X amount a day, you know, grams. But as long as you eat more is still a win. Let me know any green suggestions that you've had that I might not think of. Did I tell you, which I did find helpful? If you want to make a green smoothie, throw in frozen spinach. Yeah, much better. Just so you know. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. If you didn't leave a comment, please do. If you know anybody that could use help with their healthy lifestyle, share this video. And if you not hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D, where we're enjoying our life, eating better, and trying to lose a couple extra pounds along the way. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But hey, we're still down, and that's all that counts. So we still try, and that's all that counts. So I will see you in a video very soon, my lovelies. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.